Okay, and we're recording. Oh, dearie me. What's that? Hello? It's a wand. Why have I got a wand? Please consult training guide before use. Nah. It's a wand. What's it gonna do? Hey guys, so this was outside my room today. What is that? Is that a wand?
My uncle showed me his wand once. Now he's in jail.
Alright, anyway. I'm just gonna give it a wave, see if it does anything. Abracadabra. Shit. Hey guys, Luke here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the latest trip to the Wizarding World, Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Grindelwald? Grindelwald? They sing Grindelwald in the film, but it's spelled Grindelwald. I'm going to say Grindelwald. I was very fortunate enough to attend a super special early fan showing earlier in the week, and now I can share my thoughts of the film with you. It should be said that I'm a pretty ridiculous Harry Potter fan, if you couldn't tell already. Within my family, we practically treat it like a religion. Read the books, seen the films more times than I can count, studied the world inside out, been to the studio tour twice, hoping to go a third year this year, been to the Wizarding World in Orlando a couple times. So yeah, we like it. It's alright. And when Deathly Hallows Part 2 concluded, I was fairly content. If that was the last installment we got in this world, I was happy. But of course, money. I actually quite like the first Fantastic Beasts. I know that for some it was a bit hit or miss, but I really liked it. I thought the story was fairly inventive, although it was a lot more approachable for families, I think. I liked the characters, I fell in love with them. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was fun. And now, with this sequel, they get a chance to expand the story even more. I like having this in reviews. I'm going to keep it. To give a brief synopsis of The Crimes of Grindelwald is like trying to ask someone, can you sum up War and Peace for me in 20 words? A lot happens in this film. In fact, so much happens that it's quite a big challenge to try and unpick it all. The rough gist is that Grindelwald has escaped custody from the American Ministry of Magic, and now he's on a recruitment trail to band together his wizards, and then we have Newt, who is tasked by Dumbledore to try and stop him. That's a very light explanation, because like I said, there is a lot happening here. First off, I love Newt. Oh, the guy's just so awkward, it's funny. He's shy and awkward around human beings, but then when he gets to interact with his fantastic beasts, that's where you get to see his true self come out. And Eddie Redmayne plays it with just such energy and excitement, and you get the sense that him and J.K. Rowling have a real lock on who this character is. We also get some returning faces, such as Tina, Jacob, and Queenie. Tina doesn't have as much to do in this film as before. However, I really like the relationship that they're building between her and Newt. Jacob, I'm a huge fan of. Just the way he reacts to all the magic surrounding him, it's probably how I imagine I would react in that situation. And Queenie is a lot more prominent in this film than I would have thought. She gets some fairly meaty moments to chew into. There's also a whole host of new faces. Probably the biggest addition is young Dumbledore, played by Jude Law. When I saw the trailers, I wasn't convinced that who I was watching was Dumbledore, and I became kind of worried that I would just spend the whole film critiquing him rather than just accepting it for what it is. I shouldn't have worried, because Jude Law's great. Within 5 minutes of Dumbledore being on screen, I completely forgot all those issues and worries, just flew away, and I was like, yeah, this is Dumbledore. Zoe Kravitz appears as Leta Lestrange, and she does a really good job in the role. However, I wish they could have done a lot more with her character. They reveal a lot of backstory regarding her character, and it's interesting in the moment that you're watching it. However, as we get to the end, you start to realise that it's all kind of pointless because it's setting up a backstory for a completely different character. So I just thought that they really didn't utilise her as best as they could. Also, Newt's brother shows up, and he's there. Doesn't do much, but he's there. And now we get on to Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. I was expecting great things from Grindelwald. You hear all these stories in the first films about how he's this dark and sinister wizard, and we got a brief glimpse of what he was capable of doing in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And considering the title is Crimes of Grindelwald, safe to say we were all expecting to see Grindelwald in action. And he is! If by action you mean monologuing like crazy. He's more of this looming presence that has this ideology that pure-blood wizards are destined to rule and cleanse the earth from all impurities, that's both wizards and muggles, and that by doing so, he can prevent any future disasters from happening. He's one of those villains where you look at his intentions and you kind of agree with them, but then you look at his methods and you're like, no, you're a dick. I don't know. Maybe in the later films we might get a little bit more Grindelwaldy. It's also worth pointing out that this is a very slow movie. I might be slightly wrong, but in the whole 2 hours and 14 minutes of this film, I think there are a whopping 2 action scenes. One at the very beginning, and one at the very, very end. It's very plot and story heavy, and so for mild fans of the universe, this might be a bit of a deterrent. J.K. Rowling goes headfirst within this film, not with just her world building, but the way in which she shapes and restructures our already predetermined notion of the Wizarding World lore. I love it, but for casual fans, I think they might get very, very bored. That being said, the visuals are still sensational, and I would recommend seeing this film in 3D, something that I don't usually care for. The creature design is incredible, and I want one of these. I don't care how I get it. I want one. Now. And then there's the ending. Oh, boy, that ending. This was me 5 minutes before the ending of the film.
I like that.
Then this was me 5 minutes later.
Oh my God!
Without giving anything away, because this needs to be experienced completely unspoiled, the ending is such a huge shock and twist that will completely restructure the Wizarding World universe as we know it, that it left myself and 400 other fans with me speechless. As those credits rolled, you could have heard a pin drop. And the thing I love about it as well is that no one was a step ahead. With the Harry Potter films, you had a select audience that had already read the books, and so when certain moments are revealed, there isn't that surprise when you're watching it all together as a big group. Whereas now that J.K. Rowling is producing brand new original content for us, we can all experience it at the same time. I have very little negative to say about Fantastic Beasts, aside from the fact that I think there are some changes that need to be made for the future films, but rather than address that here, what I'm going to do is sometime over the weekend, I'm going to put up a new video where I can get super spoiler heavy and talk about the changes that I think would best help Fantastic Beasts grow even more. Overall, I was very happy with Crimes of Grindelwald. Could have done with Grindelwald being the wizard that he was built up to be, but it takes the characters in some interesting turns, expands the universe with groundbreaking revelations, and leaves the story in a very intriguing place for the future sequels. Overall, I'm going to give Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald an 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, I'm hoping to have another video up where I can discuss all of theories and revelations that come through with that, but I want to give you guys a chance to see the film first. However, until then, if you have been fortunate enough to see Crimes of Grindelwald, let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you haven't yet, let me know what you're excited about. I want to know that too. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Whilst you're at it, like my page on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Links are in the description below. This has been Luke's Reviews, and I'll see you in the next video.